expand, we should not think it in geographical sense. It means it's always new. He is expanding means it's always new. So it's like, as I said, Shakti means nature. So his nature is to be always new, or to be to always enjoy the freshness. It's his nature. That's the symptom of, like Krishna has many symptoms of existence. We took only one symptom, that the border with illusion. But these are symptoms. There are symptoms of his internal nature, and there are like luckiness. It means Lakshmi. She is his nature. Means luck, udacha. Then his wellness, his beauty, his playful mood. These are the symptoms of his anta, internal existence. If someone exists, there must be symptoms. So these are the symptoms.
Where it exists?
Doesn't matter. It exists. When we conceive of where, we draw down the truth to our understanding. Where? In his consciousness, in his chit. Okay.
Because if I can conceive of something, it kind of exists within my experience.
Where? In his mind, okay? Where he exists in his... But actually, if talking philosophically, he exists in minds of those who love him. They imagined him. He says this, I fully depend on those who have very intimate relations with. This is very high. Krishna exists only in minds of his devotees. When I say devotees, I mean the devotees. So, this is why Krishna, when devotees ask him, please don't let us forget you, he says, I cannot let you to forget me, because I will stop to exist. But I want to live. I live only in your hearts. This famous verse in Bhagavatam, Krishna says, I don't live in pages of holy scriptures. I don't live in meditation of sages. Even in Vaikuntha I don't live, he says. Even in Vaikuntha, if you want to find me, myself, real me, you won't find me, because I don't live there, I don't exist there. But even in Goloka, if you go searching there, you wouldn't find me, because I live only in hearts of my dearest and utmost dearest devotees. He resides there. So when you ask where he lives, philosophically he lives in eternity and beyond the border. He lives everywhere. But if we speak of Gaudiya Vaishnava philosophy and Bhagavata philosophy, he lives in hearts of his devotees. he likes there. There's a proof of address. His proof. No. Krishna lives there, in hearts of those who love him, in bhaktas. So anyone wants to challenge the Bhakti cult? Yes, and Shakti, it's just complex conception of his playful mood. And there is eternal Shakti, internal Shakti, and external. We can compare the full being, the existence, with the book. Actually, Bhagavata, it's the book of Bhagavan. It describes Bhagavan and it is Bhagavan. It says that Sri Bhagavata, it's not the book about Bhagavan, it is Bhagavan himself. Bhagavata. Sometimes we call it Srimad Bhagavatam. But Mahaprabhu says Bhagavata is the Lord. So the Lord is the book, we may say so. And in this book there are many parts of speech, right? Parts of speech, like different words. Different words belong to different parts of speech, like noun, verbs, adjectives. What else? Parts of the speech. Am I right?
I don't know.
Okay, in English, what they call it? Noun, verb. Huh?
She knows that.
Huh?
You're right.
Yeah, I'm right. Parts of the speech. Okay. So Krishna is the noun. Krishna. And the verb is Balarama. He is acting principle of Krishna. Because Krishna does not act. He only enjoys. When you enjoy, you have no opportunity to do something. Because when you enjoy, you kick back and enjoy. But he is another self, which is called Balaram. It's the verb. Krishna is noun and Balaram is the verb. And Shrimati Radharani is adjective. Прилагательное. So when we have three of them, it's a complete, fulfilled sentence. Noun, verb, and adjective. It's like, suppose I say, I hold apple. I hold the apple. I hold verb and adjective the apple. So this is full. This is fulfillment. Bhagavata. Krishna is full in his Krishna, Balarama, and Shakti or Bhavani aspect. So if we take away Krishna and leave only Balaram and Srimati Radharani, the sentence lose the sense, the meaning. Like, hold apple. Who hold? So Krishna is necessary. Or we take away Balarama. Krishna, apple. Something is missing, but still we can have a vague conception of what is going on. So Krishna is the core, the noun, and Balarama and Yogamaya, they are verb and adjective consequently. So any challenges or any threats from the audience?
You said that the Bhagavata, the line of thought was that the Bhagavata is the Lord, and it's also you say the world.
Huh?
You say the world, you say the Lord.
Lord. Bhagavata is the Lord himself, and the book. So Krishna is book. And what is this book all about? His developments, they call it pastimes or lila. So Krishna is the book, and the book about Krishna. Book of life. They call it in Christianity. And in Christianity they say, if you are listed in the book of life, then you'd be saved. Is that right? But unfortunately they spare only 144,000 vacancies, seats there. but in our philosophy it is unlimitedly big. This book can be written unlimitedly more, new leelas. He plays the role of half lion, half man. Okay.
If the person empties his entire experience.
That means if you are in the book of life, in Bhagavata book, then you have eternal life. You are in Lila.
But the one who entirely surrendered and left all the junk he accumulated throughout the life and absorbed only that.
Huh?
Like the person who entirely left.
One who wants to eradicate himself from the book of Lila, his name would be written in another book, which is called Delirium, like senseless, like the book where he is the main person, the book about himself. We want to write our own book. We don't want to be on the pages of Krishna's book. We want to be the authors and main character in our own book, but this book has no sense. It's a meaningless book. So all philosophy of Bhakti is directing us to somehow or other become the part of Bhagavata, become the part of the Lila, conscious part.
And you start
Willing.
erasing your...
Yeah, we start erasing from the book where I am the main character. No, I'm not. I'm sorry, this book has no meaning. I want to be included. He is in this book, but of course, no. There is a Sahaja section, devotees. They want to be. They want to be the adjective, the main adjective. I hold the apple. No, they say he holds me. But if we set aside this Sahaja section, we want to be in this book, but in very, very menial positions, like period or comma or something very, very small. That's our utmost aspiration. And beside this noun, verb and adjective, there are many other parts of the speech. And mainly we make 5 parts of the speech: neutral, servitude, friends, parential, and loving. We can become one of any of these 5 parts of this speech. So, any challenges, any exclamations or questions?
What to do with your book?
Huh?
What to do with your book?
My book? I have no book.
I know you don't. I have. That's my book.
Don't touch my book, I know. What to do?
You have a long book.
We can pass jokes. We may think that it is easy to get away from this book, but it's very difficult, because in our whole history, in our whole history of existence, we put our name in each and every page. We marked with ourselves all the pages. It's just full of this. So we have to eradicate each and every. This is called karma. We eradicate one mentioning of ourselves, and then we write somewhere again. So it's long process. And Mahaprabhu says we have to fry out the seeds of your desire of self-establishment. If you cut the plant, there's big chance that the roots will flower again. Yeah, spring out again. You have to take roots and seeds, put this on the pan, and cook it completely. This is called siddha. Sometimes you may hear now and then siddha jiva. Siddha means cooked. In Sanskrit language, it is cooked. That means perfection. We generally understand by siddha the perfection, but actually it's cooked. When you take all your desire of self-establishment here and cook it in the way like you roast it, better to roast it. Like if you know there's they sell in Tesco, they sell nuts roasted. That means even if you put it in soil, it wouldn't grow, the roasted nut. But when you see non-roasted, there's a chance that in good soil it will grow again. So we have to roast our desires to be more and more in this, to lord it over the existence.
How do you do that?
You know the answer to each question starting with how.
Oh yeah.
Humbleness, tolerance, respect everyone, and does not expect anyone respects you.
By doing that, you can notice the seeds, but how do you roast them?
To put yourself in frying pan. How? Or sometimes devotees say, to let Krishna enter your heart. Yeah, it's easy to say, but but it takes time. We have to be prepared. It's not like an overnight process. It takes time. And don't worry. Srila Sridhar Maharaj says, we are not atheists. We believe that if we take to the process, then we will reap the phala, we will reap the result. We believe it. And you remember that story with Saraswati Thakur when one devotee left him and went to what's this lake, Krishna's lake, with Radhakund, and started chanting all day. Started chanting, and Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur said, "Oh, now Krishna is her husband because he's obviously he's gopi now on the bank of Radhakunda." So he said, "Now she is gopi and Krishna is her husband, and soon they will have babies." or I like that story when Gaur Kishore Das Babaji Maharaj, he was living on the bank of Ganges under the boat, and he was Babaji. And once another Babaji made a settlement next to him, and he was always chanting, that another Babaji, chanting, and cried, and and showed the symptoms of his bhava and prema. And Gaur Kishore Das Babaji Maharaj, what he said, that
Smells.
Huh?
The lady goes
yes,
to the labor
if a lady goes to a labor room and makes sounds of
having a child.
huh?
Like she's having a child.
It just a show. She will not bring birth to a child. He says it takes 9 months. It takes 9 months. So when we have question how and when, it takes time. Not 9 months, but certain period when that fruit of our efforts, that Mahaprabhu calls this prema. Prema bhakti means devotion with love. That phala, that fruit of our efforts appear and flourish. It takes time. In some cases, it takes longer time. If the soil is not appropriate, like rocky soil, or if the gardener doesn't water it in proper way, then it takes longer time. If he stops watering it, then that bhakti, prema bhakti beej can die. So we have to prepare right soil and maintain right soil. And this soil is sadhusanga, the society of devotees, with proper mood, with mood of seva. Then the soil is right, then it brings about that loving phala, loving fruit of love. So any other?
No question in Russian.
Anyone wants to complain of his fate? Anyone wants to ask Krishna, what you doing to me? Anyone wants to tie up Krishna with ropes?
It's almost 8 o'clock.
Yeah, I think we can stop now, because we have, in these days, I think we discussed everything. There is nothing to add. Anyone wants to ask Krishna how long you going to test my tolerance? Okay then. So then we can return to our daily activities.
Hari Haraya Namah Krishna Jadavaya Namaha. Hari Haraya Namah Krishna Jadavaya Namaha. Madhavaya Madhavaya Krishavaya Namaha. Madhavaya Madhavaya Krishavaya Namaha. Gopal Govinda Ram Shri Madhusudana. Gopal Govinda Ram Shri Madhusudana. Giridhari Gopinath Madana Mohana. Giridhari
Maharaj ki jai. Jai Shri Acharya Bodh ki jai. Jai Shri Animal Acharya Maharaj ki jai. Jai Shri Gurudev ki jai. Jai Shri Vasudev Maharaj ki jai. Jai Shri Rupanuga Guru Varma ki jai. Jai Bhakta Vrinda ki jai. Jai Shri Chaitanya Saraswati Mata ki jai. Jai Gora Premanande.
Jai.